Hey, also Nitro nerds here, and this is a quick, hopefully a quick update on our OFNA Hyper 7. And so we just tested out a proof of concept with this OS 0.25XE engine. In other words, before we went any further on this, we wanted to make sure that we could convert it from a pulsar to a bump box. I put it on. This sucker fired right up. Oh yeah. Our newest member right here, he just sits and loves to watch me wrench. He was there to watch the whole thing. You give me high five, give me 5 on that one. All right. Anyway, so that was pretty exciting. So that's the good news. The good news is that, you know, the proof of concept played itself out. The bad news is the fuel tank that I had on here, the Hyper 7 fuel tank, has a leak somewhere in its pressure system. So what we've decided to do, and you guys will find out in an upcoming video, is we're going to do this in stages. And I think that's the best approach anyways. Because with this vehicle, we're not interested in durability because it's a basher. What do you mean by that? Well, in other words, when you go through a rebuild, at least in my opinion, durability is key. That's what you're looking for. But this thing right here, this OFNA Hyper 7 out of the box, you Savage guys aren't going to like to hear this. It's at least twice as durable as the Savage X4.6. I love my Savage, do not get me wrong, but I call it like I see it. Now at this stage, the Savage would probably kick this thing's ass at the track because it's a big fat pig. But instead of focusing on durability parts, because we have that licked already, and we're going to make it more durable just, you know, from a latent perspective, we want to focus on performance upgrades. So here's kind of how we're going to do it. Stage 1 will be must-haves. So in other words, there's things that we know right now we have to have, and that's a new tank. I need a new radio tray for it, new wheel hubs, and I think it's the standoff right here. I actually have this crazy glued on. There's 1 or 2 other things, but this is just kind of to get it to where we want it to be. You can see here also just the way this pipe is and whatnot. It was rubbing up against it a little bit. I can always work around that and fix it. So I put a little bit of heat shield tape on it, but you can see here in this clip that there was a lot of smoke coming from around the filter and the cap area. And then we'll take it out and let it do what it do, and that is bash. And stage 1 is this new engine. And guys, I'm telling you, this engine right here, just the engine itself, let alone the pipe, costs more than the buggy itself. So I'm glad that I was able to get that up and running, and wait until you see it. So right now, this sucker weighs in at 7 pounds, 14.65 ounces. And it really doesn't even have all of its components on. Now you compare that against something like the Monster here, fully dressed, and there's, you know, an 8-ounce difference. And believe it or not, I mean, that is a lot. So that's it. Obviously, much more to come on this. Tomorrow, New Year's Day, what we're doing is we're having a New Year's Day 2014 Bash Fest. Unfortunately, Hyper 7 is going to have to sit out just because, as I noted, there's things that we have to do to it. You can see here I got his 8.2.0 in basher mode. The Monster's coming out. Big Bertha, man, I'm working through her, getting this clocked Nova P5 ready. Just to go out there and kick ass with that. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And I just want to, you know, give a friendly reminder to everyone, you know, please don't get caught up in any of these haters that roll up and tout, you know, as an example, how their Traxxas is going to whoop any of my vehicles and all that, because it doesn't faze me in the bit. You know, I've said from day one, I'm just a chump with a camera who's filming things that he's learning throughout this hobby, and there's certainly no shame in my game whatsoever. You know, I show what I've got. And I hope, you know, a lot of you appreciate the no-nonsense approach I take to building world-class vehicles. The way I see it, we're all brothers in this hobby, right? And so, you know, I compete against myself when it comes to this and no one else. Some talk and some do. So just let the talkers talk and let's enjoy this hobby for what it is. Thanks so much. Have a great day.